As a police officer, Arina Koltsova often dealt with unruly suspects, and so when one detainee spat in her face, she simply carried on as normal. Tragically, though, the policewoman wasn't to know how that moment would lead to her untimely death just 7 months later. Hello, story lovers. I'm Scott Leffler, and here is a cop died 7 months after a suspect spat in her face. Then, police revealed the startling cause. Before we move on, make sure you smash that like button, subscribe to our channel, and activate the notifications bell for new amazing videos. Koltsova lived in the capital city of Kyiv in Ukraine, where she worked as a police officer. It was, moreover, a demanding job that often required Koltsova to detain suspects on the city streets. One such incident occurred on New Year's Day 2016. Koltsova and her partner, Officer Mikhail Kondratkevich, had been patrolling the streets when something caught their attention. They believed that a man nearby was breaking the law. So the two cops made their way over to the suspect to arrest him. When the officers arrived at the scene, however, the man refused to give up without a fight. In fact, a violent struggle between Koltsova and the suspect soon ensued. As the moments passed, Koltsova continued in her attempts to restrain the man, but this simply aggravated him. And then, without warning, the suspect spat right in the female officer's face. Although presumably disgusted, Koltsova decided to carry on with her work. After all, she had a long day ahead of her policing Kyiv's New Year's Day activities. Soon, in fact, she'd forgotten the incident completely. Nevertheless, in the weeks that followed, Koltsova began to feel unwell. And yet, showing the utmost determination, the officer still turned up for work each and every day. Then, however, something worrying happened. Recalling the shocking turn of events, Koltsova's partner, Kondratkevich, linked everything back to the incident on January 1st. She became ill after New Year's Day. She had arrested this guy and he spat in her face. He told the Daily Mail, and sometime later, she collapsed. After her collapse, doctors diagnosed Koltsova with tuberculosis. Unbeknown to the policewoman, the suspect she detained on New Year's Day had contracted the disease, so when he spat on her, Koltsova must have caught it. TB is highly contagious and spreads via sneezing and coughing. The infection typically attacks the lungs, and symptoms include a bad cough that won't go away and an unexplained drop in weight. Some sufferers also experience night sweats, fatigue, neck swelling, and a reduced appetite. Once someone inhales TB bacteria, it travels into the lungs, and for the first 6 weeks it will appear to lie dormant. After that, however, the bacteria can make its way into the bloodstream. Yet frequently the human immune system is able to battle TB on its own, and the dormant infection won't lead to further illness. This is known as latent tuberculosis. That said, 10% of latent tuberculosis cases will develop into an active strain that can spread to other organs and is potentially deadly. In fact, if untreated, half of those with this type of illness will die as it grows and destroys the lungs in the process. In most cases, tuberculosis is treatable. However, treatment can be a long process that takes anything from 6 months to 2 whole years to complete. And it's crucial that during this time, patients stick to their medication schedule and receive every dose. In Koltsova's case, doctors decided to use chemotherapy to treat her TB. Because although people often think of chemotherapy as a cancer treatment, medical practitioners also use short rounds of the regimen to treat TB. Unfortunately, however, the side effects of the chemo ravaged Koltsova's body. The treatment sapped the police officer's immune system, and she began to lose weight. Photos from this time show Koltsova looking gaunt and frail, while her long, blonde hair had also fallen out. The sight of his partner looking so weak shocked Kondratkevich. She'd received treatment, he later recalled. She underwent chemotherapy. She was fed food through an IV drip, and she'd lost a lot of weight. Sadly, moreover, the treatment came too late to save Koltsova. In July 2016, she passed away, and the tragic news devastated all those who had loved and respected the dedicated young police officer. Following her death, the Kyiv Police Department took to social media to pay tribute to the fallen cop. "This is an irreplaceable loss for the whole of Kyiv Police," the post read. "Fond memories of Arina will remain in our hearts forever." Meanwhile, an unidentified friend spoke candidly of her commitment to the job. Arina wanted to change something for our country, they said. Joining the police was a conscious choice. She wanted to change things for the better. It's unclear whether authorities charged the man who had spat at Koltsova. Either way, though, nothing will ever bring her back. And not only have her family lost a loved one, but Kyiv has lost a fine police officer. Did you like the story? Check out our channel for more.